In this work, we present a fundamental algorithm named VDB-Based Incremental Euclidean Distance Transfer. Here shows the architecture of our online mapping framework. It takes the point cloud and robot pose as input, and then performs recasting to incrementally generate an occupancy grid map. At the same time, a distance transform procedure is performed on the occupancy grid map and generates the distance map accordingly. Here, we use an example to explain what is occupancy grid map and distance map. This is a 2D occupancy grid map. By applying the EDT algorithm, we transform the occupancy grid map into a distance map. Each cell records the distance or squared distance to the nearest obstacles. In dynamic environments, the obstacle may move to a new position after a time interval. At this time, we do not need to regenerate the entire distance map since EDT is a time-consuming algorithm. Instead, we can just update the influenced regions by performing IEDT. This is a high-resolution example. Based on the occupancy grid map and distance map, we also demonstrate a path planning example. As we can see, with the help of the distance map, the safety of the planned path is significantly improved. Even with moving obstacles, the distance map can be efficiently updated and thus enables a fast replanning process. Since occupancy grid mapping is a well-developed technique, we only list the related studies of EDT algorithms, which are used to generate distance map. EDT algorithms can be categorized into general EDTs and specialized EDTs. The proposed algorithm lies in the second category. The first component of our framework is an occupancy grid map. It is composed of two parts. The first part is a sensor fusion algorithm. The second part is a tracker used to record the dynamic changes of the environment. When the robot receives a new sensor measurement, it first performs recasting to see which cell is probably an obstacle and which cell may be free, and then update this map according to its belief. After some time, the robot moves to a new position and receives a new measurement. We then update the old values using this fusion algorithm, which is essentially a Bayesian filter. In a certain measurement, a new obstacle may move into the sensor range. In some other cases, the obstacle cell may be changed into a free cell. The state tracker here is used to record these changes. Based on the occupancy grid map and the recorded map changes, we can then conduct EDT to generate the distance map. Here, we just give a general interpretation about this algorithm. Firstly, we initialize the distance map, and then we do some pre-processing for the two cases. After that, these two functions are leveraged to update the distance map according to the transform dispatcher. Here, we use an example to highlight our major contribution. This is a well-generated distance map. At a specific time point, the obstacle here is removed, and the free cell here is changed into an obstacle. So we now need to update the influenced distance values. As we can see, this obstacle is propagating its influence to the surrounding gray cells. The green cells are previously dominated by the removed obstacle. Now we are searching these cells to update their values. Conventionally, those green cells cannot be updated by these gray cells until their previous values are cleared. However, by leveraging our algorithm, such constraints can be removed, thus saving a lot of processing steps. We can see the conventional EDT needs more steps to achieve the same transform result. So far, all the previous examples are 2D cases, and the array data structure is typically leveraged to store the maps. But for 3D cases, especially for large-scale maps, the memory cost of the array data structure is not acceptable. So some hierarchical data structures are adopted to address this problem. Here, we list a comparison between different data structures. Voxel hashing is currently the most popular technique for large-scale mapping problem, but we can see that the introduced VDB data structure provides an even more promising solution. This is also the first work that proposes to adopt VDB as a fundamental data structure for online mapping framework. Here we demonstrate a large-scale indoor mapping process. This is an internal environment. This is a 3D occupancy grid map. This is a slice of the distance map. In 3D case, the distance map is also in 3D dimension. Here we just pick a slice to visualize. This is a slice of the distance map. This is a 3D occupancy grid map. Each grid here is 10 meter by 10 meter. We can see that our proposed framework maintains a very high mapping efficiency, which is not affected by the mapping scale. Here is a comparison between our proposed method and the state-of-the-art voxel hashing-based FaceTime method. We can see that the mapping quality of our proposed method is much better than FaceTime. Since the proposed efficient EDT algorithm and data structure can process more sensor measurements, the map is more complete and can better represent the real environment. Here shows a navigation demonstration based on our mapping framework. As we can see, the aircraft can keep a safe distance to the obstacles and can safely fly through the forest. In this work, we propose a novel algorithm to facilitate the distance transfer procedure and significantly improve the running speed of the EDT algorithm. We for the first time introduced the VDB data structure in the online mapping framework, which significantly reduces the memory consumption. Based on the VDB data structure and the proposed EDT algorithm, we construct an efficient mapping server for online map generation in dynamic environments. Thanks for your attention.